Majo John Ned in Acamal, Mexico, hanging out at Smirna's Cafe Town. My friend Mirna runs it, and I hang out here a lot because the Wi-Fi is really strong. The people are amazing. The food is good and cheap, and they're my friends. They're my friends, and I'm organizing a housewarming party at my new little house that I'm renting, which is 6 blocks in that direction. And Mirna's brother Marcos built it and is my landlord and is an amazing friend. And I feel so lucky to have wonderful Mexican friends. And I've been saying, I make a lot of videos about why it's better in Mexico, and include saying the Mexican people are happier and better than my American friends. It's going to piss a lot of people off, and that the Mexican kids are way happier and male-female relationships are a lot better. I say all this shit. I do, and I mean it. And after 20 months here, I say it with some level of knowledge. Now, this morning, I was sitting over there loading videos, and there was a Canadian and an American expat sitting here, dribbling on, droning on about all the little details about, oh, it's so hard to find a plumber for my $1 million house down by the coast. These rich expats are so boring to me. Oh my God. Again and again, what I notice and what I dare to say is I'd rather watch this little lizard over here than listen to these people who are so self-focused and so still in their comfort zones, and mostly don't have Mexican friends, mostly don't, and mostly haven't gotten very good at Spanish at all. I'm kind of good after 20 months and plan to be a lot better. And I carry on conversations, and I'm about to have a housewarming party with my Mexican friends. Are there any expats I'm going to invite? One or two that I also don't find terribly interesting, but I've hung out with a lot. So is it terrible that I say that the Mexican people are more present, more real, they laugh more, they are more generous, they're more happy, they're more in the here and now than almost any Americans I know? My old best friend in Nashville, when I was listening to this woman from Colorado groan and whine about these little things about her life, and she doesn't get it that she's living in paradise. She doesn't get it that the Mexican people know things about life that the gringos don't. She huddles with her other gringo friends and doesn't realize she could learn an awful lot about life from hanging with this lizard over here. I've said the other day, I would rather watch the lizards play in my yard than listen to gringos talk about, yeah, and then this, their voices. People are more real, and it starts from childhood, and I did a whole video about why kids are so happy and why they grow up to be happy, zesty, alive, fun, interesting people. I'll put a link to the song The Life by Kenny Chesney. My friend Diego Caro sings it so beautifully. It's about the wealthy Texan who's vacationing in Mexico. And he says to his new Mexican friend, a fisherman named Jose, he says, well, I have a hell of a good life back in the U.S. And Jose, who's a fisherman, says, yeah, me too. And it's kind of surprised the Kenny Chesney, the singer. Well, why would you say your life is so good down here? You have like nothing. And Jose sings, I fish, I cry. They're simple lives. They have like nothing. They don't have possessions. They don't have conspicuous consumption. You know the reason that Trump won the election? I mean, there's so many reasons like being an idiot. But a lot of it is Americans are upset because there's inflation. Well, there was like a COVID thing that tried to wipe out the planet, folks, and it affected inflation. And you're whining. I mean, some of it is right because it's rich versus poor, and the rich keep getting richer. They're mad about that, but they don't even realize that that's why they're mad. They voted out. They wouldn't elect Kamala Harris because they thought Trump, idiots. They thought that somehow Trump would fix the economy. And I said the other day in a video, they're mad because conspicuous consumption, because it's harder to buy the next car or the more expensive house. Well, tough, tough. Take a look at Mexico where people have less. I'm like rich down here because I'm renting my own little new tiny house. It's a row house. It's an apartment. It's awfully nice. It's just newly constructed. I have no vehicle. I have like minimal clothes. I'm still subsisting on a social security check, and I'm like living like a king down here because of the quality of life and because the Mexican people are so wonderful and generous and lovely. And because all I have to do is watch a child walk down the street and I get happy because they're constantly chattering because they're so loved and so protected and they're so happy. Every one of them is a miracle. Yeah. Okay, I'll shut up. That's my little rant for today about why it's better in Mexico.